Welcome to Final Play Sports Wrap. I'm your host, Pete Lubar, and there is 1 week to go left in the basketball season. Today we are talking Mountain West basketball. There is a 3-team race for the regular season championship. Utah State sits atop the conference at 14-4. San Diego State and New Mexico are both one game back at 13-5. Any of those could lose this week, and they've got some tough games. Utah State has to travel to UNLV and then host New Mexico. San Diego State travels to Boise and then hosts UNLV, who they lost to already this year. And New Mexico hosts a hot CSU team and then travels to Utah State. So there's a distinct possibility of a three-way tie if New Mexico and San Diego State win out. In that case, the tiebreaker seems to be head-to-head, in which all three teams would be 1-1 against each other. Then records against the top seeds, and right now Nevada and Grand Canyon are both tied at 11-7. Nevada beat Grand Canyon during their only meeting, so they would be the 4 seed. San Diego State is 2-0 against Nevada, while both UNM and Utah State are 1-1. So in that scenario, San Diego State would be the top seed. And I'm not sure how they break the tie for second, but if they use the same formula, then UNM would be second by virtue of going 2-0 against Grand Canyon. If they just use the net score, then Utah State would be the second based on the higher net. They're in their 20s. New Mexico's in the low 40s. Both Nevada and Grand Canyon should win their remaining 2 games. So Nevada has Wyoming on the road, and they have Air Force at home. Grand Canyon has Air Force on the road and Fresno State at home. So both teams should win both those games. Then Nevada would be 4th, and GCU would be 5th. If New Mexico wins out and San Diego loses, New Mexico would be 1st and Utah State would be 2nd. If Utah wins out, of course, they would be the top seed as a result of having the best record. So, to be honest, the likely scenario is Utah State is the top seed, San Diego State has number 2 with New Mexico all 3. All 3 teams would have a bye in the first round of the Mountain West tournament. If Nevada and Grand Canyon hold out as expected, they would receive the final 2 byes in the first round. Here are the full rankings. As you can see, I talked about the top 4 or 5 teams there. Colorado State's been very hot of late, and they are 10-8 now overall, and Boise State is 10-8 as well, and so is UNLV. So something's probably going to give this week. And then you can see Wyoming's at 7-11, Fresno State 6-12, and 3-16 for San Jose State Spartans. I'm not sure how Tim Miles keeps his job after this year, but maybe he does. Air Force is 0-18 in conference, and they terminated Joe Scott, as was expected, after they put him on administrative leave. From a bracketing perspective, unless someone besides Utah State wins the Mountain West tournament, the conference looks to be a 1 or 2 bid league. As of last week, Utah State was safely in the field. San Diego State was one of the last 4 in, and UNM one of the first 4 out. After the New Mexico win on Saturday, their positions have switched. Having watched that game, both teams probably deserve to be in the field, but the realities of modern basketball is that the 10th place team in the Big Ten or the 9th best team in the Big 12 will get it instead. Just so you know, Indiana is 10th in the Big Ten with a 17-12 record. They are 8-10 in conference, and they have lost 4 in a row. So, my feeling on that is if you have a losing record in your own conference, you have no chance of winning the NCAA. Better to let a good team from another conference in. BYU is 9th in the Big 12 with an 8-8 record, have lost 3 of their last 4 games and are still in the top 25. and according to some, a lock to make the tournament. And, why would the WCC, West Coast, have 3 teams in and the Mountain West only one? Of the leaders, Boise State beat St. Mary's and New Mexico beat Santa Clara. Overall, the WCC has a 9-8 advantage, so really nothing over the Mountain West in conference. No, I'm not bitter. No, not at all. So at the end of the season upon us, it's time to look at the awards and conference teams. MJ Collins is the leading scorer on the best team in the conference. But my pick for player of the year in the MWC is still Mason Falslev. He's 10th in steals overall, 13th in assists, 8th in scoring, 9th in rebounding. He is a literal Swiss Army knife. He was the favorite to win the award before the season started, and while he may not win it, he certainly has a claim to. For freshman of the year, I select Jake Hall of New Mexico. Jake is the leading three-point shooter in the nation, not just the conference, but in the nation. He has 89 three-pointers this year, and he's also the leading scorer for New Mexico with 16.9.4 points per game, 5th in the conference. Newcomer of the year, I select Corey Camper Jr. out of Nevada. Corey's had a great season. He's 3rd in scoring with 18.3 points per game. He's 13th in rebounding, 8th in steals. The transfer from Nevada is a big reason why the Wolfpack sits in 4th place. Defensive player of the year, I select Miles Bird. Miles is 1st in steals and 11th in rebounds, and just a really tough kid to play against. And 6th man of the year, I didn't have a great feel for this, but I think Carson Templin of Utah State. He averages 9.1 points per game and 4.2 rebounds. As for coach of the year, an argument can be made for Jared Calhoun as he has led his team to an exceptional year. However, his team was picked for 1st in the conference and can still land in 3rd. My choice is for Eric Olin of New Mexico. Eric was hired in from San Diego after Richard Pitino left for Xavier. He returns no points, no players, had to throw together a team basically from scratch in a couple of weeks, mold them into a cohesive unit, and they still have a chance to win the league title. And if that's not enough to win Coach of the Year, I actually don't know what the criteria is for that one. From an all Mountain West team, first team I take Mason Falslev of Utah State. Jaden Henley of Grand Canyon University, excellent player. Jake Hall from New Mexico. As one of the bigs, I take Tomislav Buljan of New Mexico. That was a tough choice between him and Elijah Price from Nevada. And then finally, the guard Draw Gibbs Lawhorn from UNLV had an excellent season for the Rebels. From a second team all-conference, I would take Colby Garland from San Jose State University, MJ Collins from University of Utah State, USU, and Elijah Price of Nevada, Gary Deshawn out of Fresno State, and Miles Bird from San Diego State. Well, that concludes my update on the Mountain West Week 17. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please subscribe to our YouTube page, and appreciate you all watching and sharing some of your time with me.